How's it going, everybody? It's me, Shane, and I'm here to give you another Game of Thrones House of the Dragons episode review. Today's episode is episode 3, Second of His Name. And before I begin, let me take a second and please ask you to hit that like button. Leave a comment down there. I want to hear what your general thoughts of this show and of this video are in general. And do not forget to hit that subscribe button. And when you do hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this. So I am kind of sorry that this is late, but what can you do? There's really not much you can do about it. I mean, there was literally out of my hands. I did watch it last night, so I didn't have to watch it again today. But you know, I hope everybody out there is having a safe and wonderful Labor Day weekend. But you know who wasn't safe? Man, I don't even know where to even start for this. I will say, time jumps, episode to episode, there being a time jump is phenomenal, kind of. Wow. 3 years. 3 years have passed. And of course, when the King Viserys, I think he's second of his name, has taken on Alicent to be his second wife, she, of course, bears him a son. And kids too, it is his now second name day. Got that white Targaryen hair. And I think his name is Aegon, who is also second of his name. Because there was a first Aegon, if you paid attention to the first episode where they mentioned that Aegon. And my word, he's going to have a hunt to celebrate. This is his second name day. He's going to have a hunt for it. But within the 3 years, remember when we last saw Daemon and Corlys, or as I like to call him, Cornelius, they were talking about him helping him take care of the crab feeder, Dahar. Dude who had, it turns out Dahar was the guy in that mask. He is the crab feeder. He's the guy that got the cell swords to work with him to overthrow the shipping units. We finally get to see that area today. And he's been in this war for 3 years. As a matter of fact, if I'm correct, yeah, I'm like checking out my notes I took on my phone. The episode opens up to that. It opens up to a burning boat and to a guy talking shit to Dahar, talking about, you know, your mother's a whore, your father's a bastard, and he's just crucifying him on the post. He even puts a crab on the dude. And then here comes that big red dragon of Daemon coming down, burning up some of his men. And the guy's just like, yes, Lord Prince of Daemon, save me, help us all. And just so symbolic of how chaotic and how much Daemon just does not give a flying F. The dragon lands on this guy, crushes him. I think he's still alive, but long enough to just probably feel his organs explode. To have a giant, technically these are wyverns if you're a person who likes to pronounce things weird, but these dragons, this thing stomped on him. And Daemon is just one-man army there, right? He's trying to take care of all these people. They start raining down the fire arrows, and the crab feeders, crab men, run into the crab caves like crabs. Crab people. Talk like man, walk like crab. But yeah. And this is actually brought up at the beginning of this party. And I want to go by character. So it may seem like I'm jumping around, but we're going to talk about characters. I'm going to talk about my MVP of this episode. Where is she at right on here? Oh, she's not on my screen, but my MVP is Rhaenyra, aka Ray. I'm calling her Ray. MVP of this entire episode. Bruh. Ray, not only was she like not trying to deal with this stuff because your friend decided to get what got with your dad. Your dad got with your best friend / learning buddy. Bones him, has a kid, gonna have another kid on the way because she's very much pregnant. And she just feels alone. She is now of the age of 7 and 10. I don't know if that is their way of saying 17. Whatever. Works out for this actress, though. I can't remember her name, but she's actually 22, 23. So works out for her to look so young. But she's the age of 7 and 10. And she comes with the hits, man. When just a symbolic show of how the status, because like I said, I didn't read the book that this is based on, but I did get to them cliff notes, and I know some of the major stuff that's happened. Tell you guys, Reddit may be a cesspool, but it's also a good place to learn things amongst other websites and things. Now, I don't know how certain things happen, but just to see the symbolic talk between her and now Queen Alicent, where she wants the bard Samwell to keep playing the song. And the queen goes, no, he can go. And she's like, I order you to stay. And she pulls rank, and dude has to leave because queen outranks princess. And even here, because Rhaenyra even says it again. Ray says it again in this episode. I am always reminded of how I don't have a choice in anything. Says it to her father. And she is forced to go on this hunt because she doesn't want to go. She doesn't want anything to do with this shit show. And it feels, and she, I love the fact that she is not oblivious or dubious to any of the things that's going on. She knows he has a second kid. He's been wanting a son this whole time, his first son. Everybody's waiting for him to be like, all right, you're not heir anymore. Here's your brother. Your brother's going to be heir. And just, I love her snapbacks in this entire episode. The first time she's coming back at her dad. And I love the chamber ladies just looking back and forth like, when he's like, you don't need me here. I'm not needed for this. Why am I here? And he's like, well, you have duties you got to do. You got to be here and all that other stuff. I want ride with me. She's like, I don't have a choice in any of this. I don't even want to do this. I don't like killing boars because when their squeals sound like children. That is important. It comes up later. She snaps at her dad again when he tried to get Jason Lannister. And if you know anything about those Lannisters, holy shit. Wow. Try to get Jason Lannister to pair up with her because she is of age. He's annoyed because he has all these parchments about, people wanting her. And she's like, you're trying to pawn me off to people. I don't want to get married. He's like, you don't really have a choice in that. Which, again, is true, especially when you're royalty. But one of the best ones is later on, after a scene that kind of shows me the true heart of Alicent, possibly, where he's sending off help to help Daemon. I can't wait to talk about that. They finally have a real heart to heart, because after she yelled at him, she left, went on horse. Of course, Sir Christian Cole, I'm going to just call him Cole, y'all. Cole went right after her. We'll talk about that one in a minute, but this is important. They had a conversation. And, her dad basically says, yo, pick the person you want. Yeah, I was, matched to be with your mother, but I actually loved her. Pick someone just like I had to pick somebody. Look, I swear to you, on your mother's memory, I'm not replacing you. And, it looks like she finally, she feels some kind of connection there. Especially last episode where he spoke about actually missing her, and that helped her as well. But let's talk about that scene in the forest where I thought, oh man, they might get attacked by some crazy beast thing, or some guy gonna try and stab them in a Kingswood. No, it's just a wild boar. And Sir Cole got tripped up, but he ends up stabbing the thing. And when the thing moves again, she grabs her knife and goes to town on this thing repeatedly. And she's crying as she's doing it because she doesn't want to do this. This shows she may not want to do a thing, but if she has to do it, she will do this. I wouldn't be I wouldn't be surprised. Like she has 3 potential partners. Of course, all of us are going to say, get with Cole. Dude comes from a lower house. He technically had got married to a common woman, which she even says, you're lucky you get to pick, who you get to marry. I don't know if that would be accepted. No one in hell wants her with Jason Lannister. Even Viserys, that's King, Papa King. Even he's like, his pride has pride. No one wants that either. Now, Lionel, dude from last episode, with the unsolicited, unbiased advice, comes with more unbiased advice. And I know I'm dipping a little bit into the king stuff. He's next up on my list. But when the king is already drunk and he's pissed off with all the politicking and he doesn't want any more of it. You already got Otto that goes, well, why don't you put your daughter with your son? He's like, the boy's 2 years old. He's like, yeah, but it'll put her at ease about her, status being taken, and people will calm down. He's like, I'm sick of the fucking politics. He's like, we won't talk about it no more. See, Otto plays his part, but underneath it all, he's full of shit. Anyway, when dude comes up and he's like, would you like my unsolicited advice? He's like, oh, so you're going to tell me that your son, who is actually the strongest knight of the guard, should be with her? And he's like, you flatter me, but no. Like I told you to get with, Cornelius's kid, put her with with her brother. He's older. It'll unite your houses. It'll smooth over any slights, real or imagined. That's just my advice, dude. And he gets, as sexist as all these people are, because let's just make this clear, they are sexist. It's very much a patriarchy. They do not want a woman as queen. But even the king, he's too nice for this role, because the king may want Rhaenyra to stay his heir, and he made note that he's not going to live forever. That's not what everybody wants, bro. That is not going to be. I deeply, deeply feel bad, because I got a feeling that this is not going to end very, very well with the whole Rhaenyra, Ray staying as heir to the throne. And he even said he said to Jason Lannister, who said, everyone here knows, right? Everyone here knows that, it's kind of coming. And I love how the king snaps back. He's like, you're supposed to tell me about rebellion. He's like, what? But no, he's like, I did not pick her on a whim. I picked her for a reason. Even though he admits later on to his wife that he picked her because Daemon is so unfit. And he was wondering if it was a mistake. And he's had these dreams. And he had a dream of seeing his son on that Iron Throne. But he hasn't had the dream. The Targaryens have those prophecies. They are real and they are strong. But he's wondering if he's made a mistake. And everybody keeps telling him, everyone tells him how great and auspicious that day is because of this thing called the White Hart. It is a white deer, massive white deer, that before the Targaryens were around, the White Hart was actually the symbol for the royalty. That's what his huntsman tells him. Now we go get to now. This is why I combine. I've kind of flowed together with this, but I'm gonna go back to the thing with Ray and Cole. So Ray feels like, I'm literally I have no teeth. Queen of Dragons, I have no teeth. And Cole had to tell it, look, you put my name in the white book. You you got me to be part of your father's knight. Your father picked me to be part of his guard. That's one of the highest honor of any Cole. And, he says that doesn't sound like a toothless princess to me, right? Which is true. She has done so much for him. She's had the power to raise one lowly person up to a higher status. Yeah, that's not toothless, but let's talk about this white heart, y'all. Let's talk about how Ray Ray's still the MVP. So they looks like they were out for 3 days because that was the part of the hunt. I remember the king telling someone who was trying to talk to him about the war, the sea snake and Damien's war with the crab feeder, before they sent off. And he's like, it's been 3 years. It can wait 3 effing days, right? Okay, dude. And excuse me. And this whole white heart thing, as soon as they come up to it, it is a massive ass deer. Don't get me wrong, but it's not the white heart. And even guy goes, well, it's not the white heart, but it's still really big. And of course, the Lannister gave him this weird spear to do the kill. And he stabs it once and it didn't kill it. You know, everybody's watching it. And it looks like he's still very much drunk or hungover. And he stabs it again. And this time he killed it. There's got to be symbolism for that. Meanwhile, this is the same morning. Ray, she sees the camp. She can see the camp for the cliff that her and Cole are on. Cole could not get her to go back the night before, which is a good thing. It's kind of interesting that they did not have relations. Interesting on that one. Anywho, she can see the camp, but then she looks to the side and sees, the untarnished wilderness of the Kingswood, and coming up on the side is this massive white deer. Mind you, all the animals aside from the horses are 3D. Very obviously 3D. Not horrible, but they're obviously 3D. And Mr. Cole was like, "Oh, I'm gonna kill it." She's like, "No, don't do it. Let it go." This thing makes eye contact with her. She looks at it looks at her, she smiles, and this thing goes away. If that is not a symbol of going, like, the king can't see the symbol, but that's not a symbol saying, hey, you picked the right one. That is where you need to go. And even during his drunken night at the pyre with his lady Alicent, even said, my want to make this happen killed my wife. He understands the mistakes he's making, and I just don't know if he's actively trying to fix them. Daemon, for as crazy as he is, he's right. Papa King is not suited to be the king. But it's who we have. Those were the highlights. For me, those were the highlights. Right. Where did I miss anything? Symbol white heart. Now we're smoothing in with Alicent and Viserys. So earlier on, we do get Otto's brother telling him, "Need to push the king to, make his son. We got to get somebody from our bloodline on that throne." That's the whole. From jump, if you're smart, you've seen this from jump in episode 1. You knew this is what all Otto wanted, to get that bloodline in some higher status. Otto does not give a damn. He plays his position like a champ, all the while doing the underworking dealings. That's how he got his daughter to be with the king, baby. That's how it works, right? Going back through my notes here. And he goes to Alicent, and instead of him doing it, he tells her, you gotta get him to, make Aegon his heir. And she's like, so you want me to have my son steal seat of power from his sister? And Otto just does not. He gives no fucks. Pardon my language, but he doesn't. He just does not care. Now, when you think she's going to go in there and talk to him about it, because she goes, I need to talk to you about a thing. King is hungover. He's paying for it. And she notices the letter. And the letter is from Cornelius's brother of the sea snake. They need help. They're losing their war badly. Because Papa King even admitted Daemon will not ask him for help. He would rather die, which is true. That's sad. It's so sad that they come to that point. I don't like Daemon. Just feels so chaotic. Like, I've met people like him. I know people like Daemon, and it's so sad to see these people that just use, like, he does everything out of spite. But not talking about Daemon yet. I like the fact that Alicent does not take the time to talk about this whole Aegon being heir thing. I like that she says, send help to your brother. And he's like, and just like it was mentioned earlier in the episode, by Otto, King Big Daddy goes, yo, he did it without me saying, yeah, let's do this. If I help both of them now, it might show me as weak, and it shows weakness to the crown. She's like, or it can show that you love your brother and you have a kind heart. And he says, well, for you to think that, you will have a generous spirit. And flat out she goes, what do you think? And this is where he said the whole, I can't help one person without someone else getting upset. Bro, this is why you're not fit for king, because that is how the world works. That is how life is. For better or for worse, you cannot please everybody all the time. So you do what feels right for you. You do, and I say that assuming that people do the right things. Sometimes you do have to be selfish. Sometimes being selfish is the right thing, but you have to do what feels right for you and what is the best option. And you follow your heart, you follow your gut. And sometimes this dude, the problem is that he follows his emotions too much and doesn't really think with his head. He doesn't think long term. He has so much tunnel vision that this is why other people are able to, be vultures. Even Ray said, everyone in your council, they're vultures in the kingdom that just want to pick the bones of me because they know you're gonna, ditch me. You don't need me. And that's where that wonderful heart-to-heart comes. But Alicent says that he needs to do the right thing. And of course, the next morning, where he had that heart-to-heart with Ray, he sends the guy, says, hey, give this to my brother directly. And, he tells Ray, I'm sending 3 boats and I'm gonna help him out. Now, let's talk about how crazy and unhinged Daemon is. So there's arguments amongst the House of the Sea Snake. His brother is damn near about to start a mutiny. And he goes, yo, you my blood, you my brother. Don't think I'm gonna let you start a mutiny. And his brother had to snap out of it for a minute, like, oh shit. Everybody's looking, because it was reported earlier, Daemon had worked his men so hard, they're slowly ready to turn on him. And I love the fact that was it Rhaenyra and I think it's Lioness? I can't remember both of Corlys's kids' names, but his son, who, by the way, he's older. It's been 3 years. He don't look close to 16 or 15. He looked like he probably 18, 19, but whatever. So he, like his dad, he's like, Daemon's cool. At least he's out there fighting, right? And Daemon, he's ready to throw hands with, he's ready to throw hands with what is this guy's name? He's ready to throw hands with his own uncle. But of course, Daemon comes down, dragon coming in. He comes in, takes off his helmet, and it's just crazy, right? He's just tired, and the only plan they have is, oh, hey, we can send someone else bait because the crab people, they keep going in the caves. The dragonfire can't get them. We can't get them. We're losing badly. The only way we can do is just to get them come out to us, right? But who would do that? And that's when Daemon came out. So then, right on time, because they have reinforcements coming in, but they're gonna take too long. Right on time, dude comes in. Letter for King Daemon from King Viserys. Second of his name, son of blah, daughter blah blah, blue, blah blah blah. Here's the letter for you, from me. And he reads it, and we hear his brother's voice. He's like, I want you to come home. I don't want you to be dead. I'm sending reinforcements. I want to help you. I want you to succeed. Literally, I may be paraphrasing here, but he's literally like, I love you. Don't die. I want you to succeed. I'm assuming that Daemon is the little brother because he takes his helmet and is smashing the messenger. Bad things happen to people who smash the messenger, man. You should have learned that from 300. I don't know why people think King Leonidas is actually a good guy. The Romans were just a bit as assholes as who are they fighting? Were they fighting the Persians? They were just as much as assholes as the Persians, but I'm not going to get into that. This is a different type of history thing. Smashes this dude, and they're like, "Yo, stop whooping his ass!" Right? This man pretends to wave a white flag to, burnt face crab feeder guy, and unbelievable that he waves it. He presents his sword to the guy. The crab man don't talk. He just do it to clicks, and he even had his own black guy who had the archers. He's like, hey, knock him back, draw. We just getting ready. Daemon pulls literally some Devil May Cry shit, takes his own dagger, and he's cutting through these people. He is literally cutting scores and scores of these cell swords. And he gets hit with some arrows. He has to take some, he has to cover and everything. And I'm like, he's doing good. He's doing real good. But he's surrounded. There is literally no way he can kill all these people. They're all going to jump him. Like, there's nothing else to cover. There's nothing else to funnel them through. And the whole time, Crabman has just been looking in the sky waiting for a dragon. And there's no dragon. And then there was a dragon. I think, couldn't tell if it was Corlius' son on the dragon or not, but then there was a dragon. And the dragon's just doing the flames. It's a black one, not his red one. And their archers come in, their swordsmen come in. The dragon takes care of the archers up top. They're winning. And he makes a beeline for Crabman Dahar. Because Dahar just goes back into the cave. He comes out. This dude cut him from his boobie all the way up here. Dude's guts are hanging out. Pulling him. He pulls him to the sea. Everyone's starting to look. Daemon got blood on him. And that's how the episode ends. This man won a war out of spite to not get his brother's help. Wow. Out of spite, bro. I am equally impressed and horrified. Because Daemon is still a loose cannon. I look forward to seeing where that story goes. One thing I did forget to mention about Rhaenyra, while Rhaenyra was still the MVP. We're talking about blood on the face of these Targaryens. When her and Sir Cole come back into the camp, and after her father has killed the wrong deer, she, on her horse, she's carrying the boar that she murdered. Blood all on her face, in her hair, just on her armor and everything. And just some people like, hey, look at that. Look at Princess over there. And just people just looking. No one's saying a word. Alicent, Pampa, they're all looking at her. She's just taking off her stuff. Boar's there. Throws her stuff down. And that's how we transition to the next one. That is one of the most badass scenes. She's my MVP. I'm hitching my wagon to Rhaenyra, however, I think it's Rhaenyra, and the princess, the queen that never was, is Rhaenyra. So it's Rhaenyra, Ray. I'm putting my hat on the Ray train. But yeah, this was crazy. This was, it's really hard to say that this was better than the other two. Because now we're getting to, first episode did the intrigue and the fighting. Second episode did the intrigue. This one did the fighting. Did a lot of good action and still has some of that intrigue. I think I'm going to enjoy more episodes like this one where it's mostly intrigue and we got some fights going on in there. We got some good action scenes. Man, this is my favorite episode. This one here, this gets a 5 out of 5 from me. Although, now I will quickly address, because I know I've been talking to you guys for 30 minutes. I will quickly address this. Just let me take a good minute 45. There are people online who really like to take the piss out of things. If it comes to She-Hulk twerking, unbelievable things that they don't really care for. They feel like one show is a threat, rings of power, to another show, to the fact that they were saying that the whole Daemon scene was just plot armor. I do some unprofessional writing myself. I like to write some fiction things based on things I know, like anime and certain time periods, mostly, feudal Japan mixed with modern era stuff. I do some writing here myself, right? There are moments that you have to show how strong and powerful a character is in order to not just elevate them, but elevate this scene and elevate scenes to come. The fact that we saw in first episode, Daemon is stronger than every other tournament night but Sir Cole, because Sir Cole is actually battle tested, which means that Daemon might actually be battle tested as well. We're not confirmed on that, but I'm pretty sure if his brother had fought with the Black Dread, pretty sure Daemon with I'm just gonna call his dragon Red Dread Redemption. He fought with Red Dread Redemption. Pretty sure those two are even. That's why in episode 2 he's like, I'm verbally jousting with this guy because he beat me. I'm pissed that he beat me, but at the same time, I have respect because you beat me. Those things are building up. They're building up. Daemon was not going to survive that last push because he was not. He was not going to. But he was able to kill people that were coming at him one by one. Foolishly, he was getting them to funnel. And he may have taken some arrows, and he took arrows early on in the episode. Took the arrows, just pulling my heads on armor. These are people with white hair who command mystical dragons / wyverns with songs of ice and fire, with zombies and stuff like that. Why is this part where he's mowing down a baker's dozen to almost 2 baker's dozen worth of people? Why is that plot armor and not just showing you how strong he is? So when he does fall, damn, the guy that got him was either really lucky or really strong. That's my 2 cents. That probably went over a minute and 40, but I don't care. This episode gets a 5 out of 5 from me. Just characterizations of everyone is so on point. Now, when I mean on point, I mean I love Ray just being snappy like that. I like seeing the king just going, I don't know what to do. I want my daughter to be happy. I want people who care about me to be happy, that I think care about me to be happy. I want to have the kingdom to be strong. I want my daughter to have successors. I want her to be happy. I want to be happy. Everybody be happy. You have Alicent, who is seems like she's caught between a rock and a hard place. And you have crazy ass Daemon. Man, Matt Smith, you have range, bro. You have range. So, as always, I would love to hear what you lovely people think of this episode. Please leave a comment down below. Hit that like button. Hit the subscribe button as well. And even if you're new here or not new here, hit the notification bell to be notified of more videos just like this. I might not be on time, but you will get this video. As always, be sure to share the video so others can see what an interesting time we're having here. As always, I would like to thank you for taking some time out to listen to me. I cannot believe I actually condensed a show that was over an hour into 30 minutes for your viewing and listening pleasure. So please, be good, be blessed. Wash your hands, wear a mask, be safe out there, everybody. Be good to yourself, be good to others. Either way it goes, don't be a jerk. And I will most definitely see you guys next time. Literally, I'll probably see you on Thursday for She-Hulk. So, hey, stay tuned. Bye now.